championship, you have few maps, you have few chances, and you have to grab every single one of them.
And let's see as the game begins. Game number 1 of the Pmpl South Asia Championship 2023. As always, the map is Wrangle, and the top 16 teams from the league stages are set to begin their run of the finals. We do have the trajectory of the plane starting from one of my favorite spots on the map, the northern Georgia Pole City, and it's going to go all the way through Pochinki, well, quite close to Pochinki, from close to Pochinki to the military island, ending towards the southeastern edge of the military island, just a little bit south of that observatory hill, where, I mean, we have seen a lot of highlights clips from the lads of Stalwart Esports.
Yeah, they tend to exploit that one particular area a lot if they have that luxury to get the circle and also, annihilate the hopes of the opponents. But let's see where the circle is just gonna form. And we all know this is the first game, and it is gonna be a slow pace too, because teams tend to have a good footing in the first map and first day itself, because then they can decide that what type of pace they're gonna follow in the upcoming days, and also what type of game plan they're also gonna follow. But for now, every single team, it seems like this is going to move forward to their favorite drop location. I like where the Team 4 medical vibes tend to drop, and that's the military base, because you can collect a lot of loot, and you can collect a lot of vehicles too, because which help you a lot in those rotations, and also can help you in the final circles.
Well, yeah, it can definitely be beneficial to them in the final few fights if they manage to make sure that their numbers are up, and try to focus on a little bit of a slower early game. But let's see. I mean, situations can change in the blink of an eye in this game, and that is what I enjoy the most. I mean, kind of an early fight expected towards the Ferry Pier Primorsk area, as we do have two teams, in fact 3 teams if you count Aegon I-8, just landing for that pancake split quite close to the military bridge. Will tend to be for an interesting situation, since the 3 teams are going to be quite close to the center of the zone. But I mean, I guess at this point, 3 teams that everyone's eyes are going to be on, of course, one after the other, are going to be STE, Maptex up towards the Sarki positions. And, well, 7th Element, not wasting any time, as Uzum has been dropped to an extremely low HP. He's going to try and escape with his teammate, but Assad, he does not want to engage this even further. He knows he's also isolated. Plus, early stages of the game, you do not really have that much ammo or utility to commit to a serious fight. So 7th Element, they're going to go back to looting, trying to get their ammo numbers up again. Let's see how this goes. If they collapse as a team, then it is going to be a 4v2. Aegon I-8 could be in a world of hurt.
But they escaped for now. Like, at least 2 of them somehow managed to escape from this situation, though. But let's talk about this team, because 7th Element, just like the name, they tend to include that element of surprise in their game plan, and also the way they take those fights. But the important factor is the league stage wasn't that good as we expected. They were at the 16th position, so they were struggling a lot in those early days, right? They end up in the 12th a lot, on 16th position a lot, and also weren't able to secure a lot of finishes. So those type of situations happen in the league stage, but I don't want them like similar type of situations happen with them today. But let's see how they're gonna perform today, and especially their counterpart, that is Team Regicide.
Yeah, I mean, both the teams not really having a fun time during the league stage. As you mentioned, 7th Element qualifying on the 16th position, with Regicide on the 15th, 2 points separating them. So it was kind of a close call between them and Raw, and they will definitely be quite grateful for the early points they were able to secure during their run that helped them qualify. But over here, I mean, since it is it is a complete fresh start at the start of day number 1 of the South Asia Championship, I think this is that one factor that they can use to their advantage, that everyone is starting from scratch right now. The leaderboard is reset, and I mean, hopefully if they can get this first game, it can be a good turnaround for them. TUF on our screens right now, definitely a well-known name in their region. Also, a team that was part of the bottom 6 of the league stages.
Oh yeah.
So quite a lot of expectations from them. They had a few good performances, started off quite strong in the league stages,
Yeah.
and ended on a decent note as well. Especially that last day of theirs was quite good for them.
Agreed. I think so. If I'm not wrong, TU have actually secured a second in and also end up
Yes.
in the second and third position respectively in the final few games. So they somehow managed to, just get a little bit comfortable in the overall ranking. That's why they are here. But you know what? These type of final, like, if you're depending on those final maps, the final day, this will lead to you positioning like you are totally dependent on how other teams gonna mess up and how other teams gonna perform on the final day and what type of mentality they actually have. So you should start strong in the first day, but let's see if that's gonna be the case for them today or not. Or maybe they start off things with the chicken or maybe they end up in the top 5 in the first game itself. Uh, but it's a huge ask. To be honest, it's a huge ask, especially the whole region itself. Because we just saw like out of 8 teams, only 6 of them qualified from the
Yeah.
Pakistan region, and they were in the bottom 6. So that's a point of concern. And if you're talking about concern, Blade is already. Blade got knocked out in an open area, and I don't think so.
Yeah.
The Purple can, revive him. But
Yeah, this is not looking good. Aegon I8 could be in a world of trouble, as you mentioned. Leo is a team with a lot of firepower, and they are not going to shy away from this fight, as we do see Haidam and Sus push for a flank. Blade is going to be left behind. I8 giving up on this aggression in their direction before the fight even began.
Okay, they gave up. They gave up. It was better option, right? Losing out only one player, it's even good than losing out two in a very awkward positioning.
True.
So yeah, that's a decent thing to just think of. But Slipknot, he's the first one who got the first blood in this game today.
What a wonderful start. And I think it was something that Leo were also hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Things are going to go. I mean, Aegon I8 now, we'll have a little bit of information as to where they would have left. Players of Leo Esport, they're going to be cautious, constantly watching their back. 2K, we saw the mid-rotation. I8 right on top of Everest. It's always going for the high ground super early. If they have the right scopes, they can definitely get a little bit of information on the teams moving down below.
First zone is about to close in after 17 seconds, and I would love to see another centralized circle because this circle is still favoring the area of Katka, Pochinki, and also Kori is still in the play, and also Peripere is a comfortable spot to hold on. But I would love to see how Team Regicide will make their way if the circle move towards a little bit southern side of the map, and it actually is. Uh, a southern circle, by the way, the military bridge is still in place, so players of seems like it's empty. Wow.
I mean, yeah, they rotated quite early. It was a little bit of the shots being fired on Aegon I8 by the players of 7th Element made sure that Aegon I8 wasn't going to be there. And I think 7th Element also did not want to engage or even risk an early engagement. So they also abandoned their positions on the map super early, rotating out, trying to see if they can find an isolated spot. But talking about being isolated, Illuminate crew, they are definitely not alone. See them in, well, they do have quite a lot of cover to work with, but I don't think staying close to that watchtower for a while, for more than a minute, is going to be advisable for them. But hey, the first airdrop brings with it the MG3, a lot of utility.
I like MG3. In certain situations, it's the best weapon. But if you are comfortable with an M416 or maybe an AK, you're good. Yeah, you're happy, right? You're a happy person. If you have the best loadout, which is best for you, then you're gonna be the happiest person on earth. And if we're talking about happiest person on earth, it might be Zibian from Magnus, because he spots out Sek. He pinned him down behind a haystack, and it seems like he might lose his life too. Magnet Esports already got an opening, and they should utilize it to its perfection. But I don't think so. They will. They won't be able to do that. No way. That's the great escape today.
Yeah, shots fired, but none connect. Kind of a missed opportunity by Magnus Esport, although kudos to them for trying to at least secure or find an opening on the opposition, the distance being a little too much for them to deal with. But now their position has been revealed, and this spot on top of the hill is quite exposed. So Zidban is going to have to be extremely careful. But look at this. We do have another fight breaking out on the map. Or maybe it will NB. These houses out in the open fields, 33 seconds before they have anything to worry about. But I think the presence of T2K in the distance has been felt. They are all looking in the same direction, I mean. And shots have been fired, so that pretty much confirms it.
I would have to say, where are the vehicles? Because I know you have a good position, and you are in a good area right now in the circle. But what if the circle move towards or takes a very weird shift? This might force you to move from this particular area. But what just I witnessed, Regiside Buddy just lost his life because he just got knocked out. And also they secured a player, and also they secured a pick off the player of IHC. It seems like a lot of fights are panning out here.
Yeah.
But we are witnessing a fight between NB Esports, or maybe another escape for NB Esports. They are still struggling to find an opening right now. So this isn't the best start for them.
I mean, a lot of shots are being fired by this team, but none of them are making contact with the enemy. And that can lead to a little bit of a troublesome situation for them in the future, but let's see. IHC, they have the players of TUF in their crosshairs, and they're waiting for them to get into position on the other side of the map. BRS, it looks like, are in a world of hurt. IHC, they have lost Godless as well. Alex, trying to get cheeky, repeats the window, takes a few shots. Luthor was quite wary of this move and did not peek. Position Leo Esports. Oh my goodness. We have completely missed this action. Sus is knocked out. It's down to the last two players of Leo, and the team of 7th Element, they're going for the push. Haidami with the shotgun is going to find an opening, reducing the numbers to 2v3, but this is still looking like a lot of trouble for the players of Leo. They have to heal, they have to go for the revives, and at the same time stop the push coming in from the players of 7th Element. And 7E, they're not looking to stop. Divine, he's cooking up the nade. His teammate is going for a push. Sasa is still on his knees. Nowhere left to go. Leo in a world of trouble. Look at this. T24 OP, he's going for the flank, and Slipknot, he has nothing left to do. He's hiding behind the wall with Utility in his hands. Utility is the only thing that can save the players of Leo at this point, but nade in the hands of Tokusaurus is definitely going to be enough to dish out the damage. But T2K with the third party find the knock on Slipknot, and Hyde is going to run into the line of fire. He needs to be careful. 7th Element now, they should also realize that since the player of Leo was knocked out by the lads of T2K, that as soon as they step out of this warehouse, they are going to be next.
Yeah, they have to be careful, because look at the players of NB Esports. They're just right behind them. So if they just trying to be a little bit cheeky, they might get punished. But against Hyde Dam, he got a revival, and now he is back on his feet. They are using those smoke grenades to make some extra cover, at least to just survive for a little bit long. Otherwise, they won't be able to make it through. They secured 2 picks. They lost 2 of their players, I think. So this is the best trade you can get from here. Just escape. Just run away from here. Meanwhile, we can see IHC is also struggling. It just all comes down to only one player. This is not the way they should get a start. But Tokusaurus goes down. This is a game.
Oh no!
T24 is the only one. Slipknot slipping out the HP of the players of 7th Element, and now it's 1v2 duel.
This has to be the biggest blunder of this game. It was basically a 3v1. Slipknot, the last man standing on the other side of the wall, and had all of them pushed together, they would have gotten him. But no, they gave him isolated individual fights and he made them pay. But now looks like it's time for Regicide's Roshan, as he does find an important pick with the DBS in his hands and does make sure that his team is going to be there for the next few seconds of the game. But he's stuck in a 1v2. He's getting pushed upon. He has Maptex, one of the players from the side of Maptex right behind him. Will Roshan make it out for his team? And the answer is no. T2K, they finish off his team, and now the next team in their crosshair is going to be I believe, one of the last players surviving from Maptex. And they also have just three players remaining, so they can definitely go for the risky play and try and push.
Yeah, I think they should, because they already have good amount of kills and you can collect some more. It seems like they're just gonna do the same thing. TUF looking strong, already collected a lot of kills, 5 in total. But this is a ballsy movement. What was that demotivate, sir? You just he is on very low of his HP. Thor comes down for the save and he actually will secure another pep. Maptex faced an elimination on the 13th position and they secure total 4 finish points. I think so. This is a good thing. At least you got something. If you take an exit on the 14th position, it's good. But for now, Team NB Esports, this is a team which is struggling for a very long time. But right now they got a good amount of compounds. And Leo, the way they managed to clutch, especially Slipknot, the way he managed to clutch out in that 1v3 situation, that was a heroic approach, and he deserved that actually.
I mean, let's see though. They have won one fight, as you mentioned, the players of Leo Esport, but NB, I want to see what their approach to this scenario is going to be. As you mentioned, they do have a lot of real estate to work with, but they're looking at the wrong spot. They expect the players of Leo to be outside, on the outer side of this compound, but not right in front. I think if this is the read on this play, then this can backfire on the players of NB. But I think as soon as they try to approach the compound or try to initiate the fight, they should have the information on the other side. Talk about information. Well, Stalwart Esports has exact locations of where the players are. Magnus in front of them, finisher has been finished, and for a second, Stalwart switch things up. Decide to shift focus on the last surviving player of DRS, Killer YT, out in the blue and also in the crosshairs of Top. Top is waiting. Healing can wait. First, he needs to get the kill, and that is going to be the easiest thing for him. DRS have been wiped out. Magnus is going to be next, and all of a sudden, Stalwart sit there in the top 10 of this game with 5 eliminations to their name.
Top eliminated 2 teams in a row, and now they're looking out for another. But NB Esports already initiated a fight against the players of Leo Esports, and oh my god, Leo Esports takes an exit from the lobby. Secure 5 elimination and end up in the 10th position. It's still a good thing. This is the first game, and this is just the start. You got a good outing. Although we still have 9 teams left. NB Esports, they are again looking confident. They have a good amount of real estate, and they also have a huge amount of vehicles to work with and also good loot. But where the circles is going to form, that's going to be the best question, and that's going to be the biggest question for them. And it moves towards the southern side. 7th eliminate. You left Ferrypier, and Circle is favoring Ferrypier. No way. I think so. They were just a bit unlucky.
Yeah, they were unlucky. And look at Aegon I8. I think they're going to be quite happy with this. They did not go a little bit too far away from Ferry Pair. They decided to stake it out, and this is going to be quite beneficial to them. On the other side, as we're looking at NB Esport, I think they have quite a bit of challenge ahead of them. They have to make sure that they stay clear of I8 as they rotate into the circle. And it's not just, Stalwart Esports. And it's not just Stalwart Esports they have to worry about. Towards their right are the players of T2K, who at least for this very moment are focused on Goku, the last surviving player from QR. But it's not going to take them a long time to realize, like, that is the easiest elimination for us to secure. We can refocus on this guy. He's going to be stuck in the blue, and we should start focusing on the team ahead, clear up the edge, get our spot inside the zone, and then look back to get those extra points of the teams that have delayed their rotations.
Oh, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because this
Yes.
circle, it's going to be the scary one, especially for the teams who are up very far away from this zone. And also, teams like Starwood Esports, look at that. Secure 5 elimination. High voltage DC looking very good. NB Esports, they also secure 3, but they got pinned down by the players of Starwood Esports, and this is not a good sign. Meanwhile, Content Race takes an exit on 9th position without even securing a single point. That's the worst nightmare for them. NB Esports started off their journey a bit strong, but now it seems like they might end up towards the coffin. Oh no, they escaped. They escape in front of the players of Starwood Esports, and now they're moving towards the safe zone, and Starwood Esports is going to do the same thing. Although, they dished out a huge amount of damage, and this might affect them when they reach their hot location, and that's what's just happening. High voltage DC just utilizing that damage to their perfection, and also to just help them to collect some kills, and this might be the best grenade.
Oh,
He might secure a pick, but no, Cloud uh, missing out
I
by
mean,
an inch.
all right, as you mentioned, I mean, just ST dishing out all that damage, I think did help out Cloud quite a lot. But then for MV also blew up the vehicles. NB again in a very difficult situation, and also they have Aegon IAD watching their back. This team has just walked into basically the pits
Chaos.
of Tartarus. This is
Oh,
this
yeah.
is hell for them. They can't get out of this. It is not going to be easy. They have literally 4 teams surrounded. I mean, goodness gracious for them, Starwood Esport decide to start fighting it out with T2K for all of a sudden, and high voltage also at the same time. So the distractions have arrived, but it's not going to be enough opportunity. But Chio, what was that? Just takes the face first dive into 2 players of high voltage, Assassin and Praveen, and they just destroy him in a matter of seconds. Sandesh was dropped low as well, and Starwood taking advantage of the situation to make sure he's not going to be standing for long. Rig is going to be the last player surviving for the side of T2K. How long he's going to take this? He
No
is up
way.
against an army of stalwart players, and they make sure that he is going to be eliminated. T2K taking an early exit from this matchup, but he made sure that Stalwart is not going to be at 100% after that fight. He made sure that best player is walking out with him, as Top has been eliminated, and Icy is going to be on his knees next.
Yep. Before going down, he just put them in a handicap position. And Icy falls down by Jiggle. He secures his pick, and look at action. He is barely surviving with just 10% of his HP. I didn't think so. He won't be able to make it inside circle until some miraculous thing just happens. But high voltage. Look at them. 6 total elimination. Assassin is still looking out for his first, but you know what? That's just cool. And yes, that's not the way you should enter inside the circle. NB Esport, we were talking about them. They got stuck inside the hell, but they somehow managed to survive. Or did I spoke too soon? I think so. Yes, Vipers from the distance, putting out the players of NB Esports to the end. And Action might not survive the barrage of these bullets, and he will not. And by the way, Jiggle secured that pick by an Uzi. What? He stole that
Oh,
kill. No way.
I mean, quite impressive right there, but now as we are down to the final 6 teams, 17 players surviving, I think things will get more and more intense by the second. The last 2 players from the side of I8 have managed to find a nice little safe haven for them on the eastern edge of the zone, but they have the players of high voltage approaching them with a very high velocity, and it is going to be quite a bit of challenge. It's a 2v4 situation, but high voltage, they switch gears going towards the compound of I8 and ooze him in a world of hurt, but he still makes sure that the shotgun in his hands is going to knock down Praveen. It is down to the last player of Aegon I8. He has a UMP, but will it be enough? I don't think so. It is a 1v3 that he has to deal with, and he runs inside towards his demise. Aegon I8, well, they go bye-bye.
Yeah, 6th position is the final number. This is just secure. But to be honest, it was a good fight. High voltage, just because of the man advantage they had in the previous fight, helped them a lot. They just lost out one player. They also saved Jiggle from his death, and also has the major compound inside circle. They might secure the chicken, and or maybe I just spoke too soon. Who knows? The future will answer my question. But we have the top 5 team. The 14 players are remaining, and in between these 14 players, we have Thor, who is just surviving, who is just fighting for his life. This man is just a Superman. Trust me, he always come up with a solution, and the solution is just give me meds, I'll survive. Don't worry.
Give me meds, man. Just
Yeah.
make sure I have the HP bar and I'm going to make sure that we win the game. Sounds like an easy plan, but let's see if the other lads on the map right now will agree with him. There are a lot of teams that they have to deal with before that. High voltage, Cloud Jiggle Assassin being put under pressure by the players of Illuminate right next to them. But they're not worried about that much. I think they want to make sure that the backs are cleared, the center of the zone is cleared, and the house next door is abandoned, as well as they try to finish off the players of NB. Shots do connect. Assassin managing to hit a few bullets through the smoke, but that does not really amount to much. They have given away information that, hey, presence is still there in that house. They haven't secured an opening yet. And I think that is how it's going to be for a little while now as well, since all three teams do not really have any incentive to fight it out. They are in the zone. They have ample cover. They can just wait and watch what happens.
The sixth circle will start closing in after the 30 seconds, and this will allow the teams to just move forward or just take the safe haven, or if they will be get allowed or not. Team TUF lost one of their player, and that is H2S of 4. And they still have Riddler, Thor, and Demotivate Sir. And you know what? Demotivate Sir is always the guy who always initiates the fight, but it was always Riddler or Thor who secures the final finish. So he's like the important guy and also the point of contact, and also works like as a catalyst. But that's going to be the case for them or not, because to be honest, it's now a slow. It seems like we are just moving towards the end, but slowly and steadily.
Yeah, it's quite a slow final few stages of the game, you mentioned, but I think that is about to end in just a few more seconds. And we do have towards the southwestern and the southern edge, two teams approaching the edge of the zone, the edge of the circle, and that is going to force them to, well, juke it out between them, see who survives, see who makes it through. And high possibility it is going to be the lads from 4MV. They do have the numbers, also have the superior position as they have the high ground covering up their front, and they can utilize that to close the fight with the players of Illuminate. High voltage, not a lot left to do. They just want to hold on to their cover, not let it go. Illuminate as well. Their objective is quite clear, not step into the line of fire of either 4MV or the players of NB. They pretty much have an entire building blocking them and high voltage from each other. 20 seconds left. 20 seconds, right, 15 seconds. Final few moves are going to be thought by these teams, and as soon as the zone closes and we have the next circle in front of us, they're going to be forced to move. I hope it goes west.
Oh, okay. Just need some more spiciness in the game. I don't know how much scary this game will go, but for now...
it's right in the center. Perfect.
Yeah, it's right in the center. Helping almost every single team which were holding the center of the circle, except NB Esports. They are in a whole world of trouble. I would love to see how they will enter inside the circle, or if they will make it into the circle or not.
I don't think they're going to be making it. All right, now for sure, since they have made sure that they're going to be starting the fight against the players of 4MV, and do have a Kaz who has managed to secure a knock on one of the players of TUF at the same time as well. So now, instead of just 4 players focused in on them, they have a minimum 7 players looking in their direction, which, especially considering they have an open slope to run down, it is not going to be an advisable. And look at that. First knock, as soon as Sek is done healing up, he steps out of that small little shack that he was hiding in. He gets knocked down to his knees. Same is going to happen to Kaz as soon as he steps out from behind the cover as well. The last 40 seconds for these lads, the last 40 seconds of safety, at least in game number 1. But I think they have done quite a decent job. They've made it into the top 5. They have a good number of eliminations as well. And, well, Sek is going to go bye-bye. His teammate is going to go bye-bye as well. They have been eliminated. We're down to the top 4 teams. Just final 4, 12 players remaining. And Illuminate, look at them going for a push on the players of high voltage. Utility is going to be lobbed indoors. The Molotov does nothing. Cloud is going to secure the knock. And, in fact, the Molly does knock out Sky. His teammates Molly knocked him out. Quite unfortunate. Viper is going to get a earful for that. But that does result in us having, ladies and gentlemen, the top 3 of game number 1 of the Pmpl South Asia Championship.
Pmpl and also TUF bid the players of High Voltage, 4 Miracle Vibe just trying to initiate a fight against the players of TUF because they just want to hold the edge. And also, I like how High Voltage is taking those fights because they're staying as a pack but refuse. What a grenade! Knocks out two
Yeah.
players in a row and might secure the final one too. TUF, they are in a whole lot of trouble. This is not the way they wanted this to end, and they might face the elimination to yes, TUF end up at third position in the first game of this championship.
And now we are down to the final two teams. It's a 4v3 High Voltage versus 4 Miracle Wives. And can these Miracles definitely go ahead and secure the win for their team? We are about to find that out. High Voltage, they're going to run out in the open. It's final zone, final few seconds for these teams to fight it out. And look at the beautiful amount of smokes that have been lobbed on this battleground right now. But Doc, he knows what he has to do. Gets in the buggy, goes for a little drive, is going to get knocked out, but not for free. High Voltage, they lose one of their own as the players take those shots. They do expose themselves as well. And for MV, they're going to be grateful for this, securing the win in game number 1. The chicken dinner is going to be theirs with a decent number of eliminations as well. I believe they're going to walk away with 8 eliminations from this game, along with the 10 points for the win, 18 points start. That's quite good.
That certainly is the best start you can get from the first game itself. 4 Miracle Wives again, just playing like a normal day, to be honest. But we'll talk a lot about this team and also about the other teams too, but after a very short break.